Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Originally this was going to be part of a longer video talking about the other news, but more details came out with regards to figures for Doctor Who, so I thought I'd wait until those came out and kind of add them in to this video, making it more of a comprehensive look at the figures we have so far. Obviously a lot of these aren't final, but we are going to be looking at the potential consolidated figures for the Church on Ruby Road, as well as the 28-day figure for the Star Beast, and most impressively, the claim by the BBC that 10 million people watched Doctor Who from 2005 onwards over the festive period. But before we get into that, do me a teeny tiny little favour. If you are brand new to the channel and you enjoy the content, feel free to subscribe. We're trying to get to 24,000 subscribers for 2024, and any support would be greatly appreciated on that front. But with that said, enjoy the video. The Star Beast is set to have around 9.5 million viewers for its 28-day figure. Number one watched of the day, that being 25th of November, ahead of Strictly Come Dancing Now. So yeah, this is one of those things where you can't look at this now and say, that's not a success. It objectively is. It was number one of its day over the 28-day figure, overtaking Strictly with 9.5 million viewers just on the BBC alone, as in BBC and BBC iPlayer. They're not including Disney Plus, which makes this one of the most watched Doctor Who episodes in recent memory. If you want to know where this came from, it was Lisa Nazimba, as always, over on Gallifrey Base, saying, looking like the Star Beast will be the most watched programme of the day on 28-day figures with around 9.5 million viewers, ahead of Strictly, a few 100,000 behind. A few I'm a Celeb episodes will still be ahead that week, and most watched around the 10 million mark. So yeah, this is an incredibly high number. Now unfortunately, I can't show you the actual BARB listing for this because they've apparently made it only accessible via their subscription, which is £400 a year, and I don't have full £100 to blow on showing you guys the BARB figures, but I assume we'll probably get them for free at a later point. But for now, 9.5 million is pretty much the most solid indication that we have, and that's very, very strong. Again, a lot of people were saying, oh, you know, it's not like the 50th, it was getting around like 10, 11 million views, whatever. This is kind of close to that, and it's in 2023. You've just got to look at it in a different way, in the sense that overnights aren't what they used to be anywhere. You aren't getting 8 million overnights. It just doesn't happen. You get like 4 or 5 million overnights as your peak, maybe 6, and then the real kind of views come in with 7-day consolidated and 28-day as well. So while I can't show you guys the BARB's listing for this, I can show you how it compares to previous 28-day figures for Doctor Who series. This is the biggest 28-day figure for Doctor Who since the Ghost Monument back in October of 2018, which had 9.8 million in its 28-day figure, followed by Rosa with 9 million, which is very, very good. We're back to those Series 11 numbers, which regardless of what you think of Series 11, I'm no fan, were very good numbers. And it's just going to be a case now of whether Doctor Who can maintain that going forwards. That'll be the real test here. But if it can, this is an incredibly strong sign, and there are even more strong signs that we're going to be getting into. But as you can see here, something I wanted to highlight, if you look at the total viewers from the consolidated to the 28-day for 2018, they only go up by about 1 million, whereas for, I think, the Star Beast, it was at 7.6 and then 9.5. So that's an increase of nearly like 2 million, I think. So that just goes to show how like the consumption of these things, even in like a 5 to 6 year gap, has changed. More people decide to do catch-up rather than watching even within the first week of broadcast. And that's because really, people are used to just having TV whenever they want it now. And I think the pandemic has really changed the way a lot of people consume television. But the numbers get even more impressive. So the BBC press office released this, I think it was today, yeah, it was today, about their viewing figures on iPlayer for, I believe, the festive period. So programmes were streamed 177 million times during the 25th of December to the 31st, 2023. EastEnders, Vigil, Rick Astley's Rock New Year's Eve, Call the Midwife, and Doctor Who contributed to a phenomenal festive fortnight. And then, yeah, you can see here with TV Zone, Doctor Who was streamed over 10 million times during the festive period, revealed BBC. The Church on Ruby Road was streamed 1.79 million times. This is not an official consolidated 7-day figure. But yeah, going into more of the details of this, you can see here that the Church on Ruby Road, as of when this was made, was at number 5 in the streams with 1.79 million after its initial broadcast, and more impressively, Doctor Who 2005 onwards, so basically anything from Series 1 to now, as far as I can tell, not including spin-offs, was streamed about 10 million times. So that's not including classic Doctor Who, that's not including anything else, that's just Series 1 to now, got 10 million viewers. And for, comparison, that's number 5, and it's behind EastEnders, Vigil, Bluey, and Hey Dougie. I believe those last two are like kids shows, which explains why the numbers are so astronomically high. Because it's one of those, I suppose, where you just leave it on for your kids to watch, which, if any of you have ever been on kids' channels on YouTube, you know those things have ridiculous amounts of views just because people leave them on for their kids. But what's really impressive about this, if you look at the number 5 spot and then you look at Mrs. Brown's Boys at 4.64, which is still too high, but even still, that's a massive difference. And again, that's not including classic Doctor Who or the spin-offs, I don't believe. If you added those in, it'd probably be closer to number 2, I imagine, which is very impressive, all things considered, for Doctor Who. Again, Doctor Who isn't going anywhere. I don't know how many times I have to say it. It's not. And just to cement that further, The Church on Ruby Road has archived over 7 million viewers in the 7-day figures. It has performed higher than Strictly Come Dancing and Call the Midwife has overtaken, but it's still looking like another great result. The exact figures will be released from the BARB next week. So yeah, we're having to wait a little bit longer for BARB figures for The Church on Ruby Road, and that's not just because of that episode itself, it's just because Christmas numbers are usually a week delayed by the BARB because, well, it's Christmas, people want to have a break, which I think is understandable, all things considered. But we did hear from Tom Spilsbury, who's kind of the ratings expert over at Doctor Who Magazine, who said that in the next issue of Doctor Who Magazine, he'll be doing a full breakdown of the viewing figures, that on Gallifrey base, he's still waiting for the 7-day consolidated figures precisely, but Doctor Who is well over 7 million, overtaking Strictly Come Dancing's Christmas special, which, finally, Doctor Who overtook Strictly. Yes. Oh, that feels good. Although it was leapfrogged by Call the Midwife, which was a bit of an upset on the day, I believe, that Doctor Who beat Call the Midwife, but now that's sort of reversed in the consolidated figures, which just goes to show how much these things ebb and flow with consolidated and 28-day and stuff. But still an incredibly good result, over 7 million, well over 7 million according to Tom. Yeah, still a very, very good result, and it'll be interesting to see if Season 1 can carry that momentum. I think if we stay at around like the sort of 6-7 million mark, maybe slightly above or slightly below for Season 1, that's very good in 2023. That's like a very solid number, but we'll just have to wait and see on that front. And just to add a little bit more, we found out from Gallifrey base yesterday that Ruby was 7.5 million TV only, with a 41% audience share with an AI of 82. So in case you're wondering what TV only means, that basically just means that's the figure with just TVs, not including smart devices like iPads, tablets, that kind of thing, phones. And the BBC 3 repeat had 1,790,000 viewers. So I'm assuming that's what it means by an additional 1.79 million views everywhere else. That wasn't part of the I think, iPlayer viewers. That was also due to a repeat, I think. I could be wrong on that. Also, the AI is 82. This is the 4th time in a row that Doctor Who in this brand new era has scored an AI above 80, which is a very, very solid indication that people are enjoying this new era of Doctor Who on the whole. Obviously, people have their issues with it, but generally, it's seen as pretty good and better than the previous era, which I believe only hit the 80s a couple of times, and for the most part was in the mid-70s kind of range. So, yeah, whatever you think, it's looking strong. And as I say, we'll know a full figure for The Church on Ruby Road soon, but if this is the TV-only figure, and it's not including tablets and smart devices and phones and things, it's very possible that this could be the best performing episode of RTD2 so far, outperforming the Starbase, which had 7.6 in its consolidated figure. I'd assume that there'd be at least like 200,000 that would watch it via smart devices. So yeah, we'd be probably looking at the biggest number in the RTD2 era in terms of 7-day figures, and probably when it comes to a 28-day figure for The Church on Ruby Road, I could see that jumping even further. So yeah, pretty good result. But that's all I have time for. If you did enjoy this video, please give it a like, comment down below your thoughts. I know that whenever I do sort of viewing figures videos, they kind of get these comments being like, oh, this Doctor Who's dead, this is just blah, blah, blah. So expect some of those. Not much I can do about it, but feel free to also respond to those in the comment section. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you later.